If you're in the UK on a skilled worker visa or any type of visa at all, or even plan to move here someday, you need to hear what's happening. Especially what happened in this particular case, because this could literally save your stay in the UK. Please stick with me. Let's go straight into the details because this is really eye-opening. My name is Sotida. Welcome to my channel. Please give us thumbs up as you're watching so YouTube can recommend it to more people. Share to everyone that needs to hear this. To all my return subscribers, you guys are amazing. You're welcome back to this video. If you are yet to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button right now. Thank you. So guys, this case is about a lady that moves to the UK on a study visa in 2019. Just like every other person, she was never undocumented at any point. She studied in the UK, legally renewed her visa when it was time to do so, and eventually got a skilled worker visa and switched. But guess what happened afterwards? So in January 2024, she applied for and was granted a skilled worker visa that was valid for 5 years until 2029. You guys know how having a skill visa, workers, okay. She got a job with Camo Auctions Limited, where she was sponsored to work as a valuer. So this means that this was her full-time job and has sponsorship. Her stay in the UK was tied to that particular job. You all know the 20 hours briefing in skill worker visa, where you are allowed also do a supplementary job for up to 20 hours, but that's only in a related field or in a job that is in the shortage occupation. Do you remember also the last case we talked about? The lady that was also on a care worker visa that was found selling in a convenience store, and her visa was revoked and then she was deported. This one is also similar to the case, but this one actually have a plot twist at the end, okay? So please let's stay together while we go through this, because everybody is definitely going to take something home from this case, just like the other case. So, immigration enforcement officers raided this particular nail salon. It's called Fabulous Nails, and then they found her doing pedicure for a customer. So, as expected, the Home Office asked her what she was doing there. She said she was on a skilled worker visa, working with Cadimore Auctions. They asked her how much she was being paid. They checked everything really, but something strange happened. The Home Office later discovered that the company was closed, so she was not on any valid visa, and obviously, what she was doing was way different from what she was supposed to do as someone on the skilled worker visa. Imagine being employed as a valuer with an auction company, and here you are in a nail salon doing pedicure for a customer. There is no connection. They're not related in any form. They're not in the same line of business at all. So, on that note, her visa was cancelled. The Home Office cancelled her visa, but it didn't stop there. Upon further investigations, in a second interview, she admitted that she was being paid £100 a day in the nail salon. So they moved quickly and started process of her leaving the UK. And that was exactly the same thing that happened in the last case, because some people were saying who reported her to the Home Office, what is happening, and so on. But thankfully, when I bring out cases like this, I try to show you the case so that you will see that is a true case that has been decided upon already. It's a public document, so you can always go and check and read everything for yourself. Home Office found these set of people during their usual raid. Immigration enforcement officers go to businesses, small businesses especially, to check to find out if there are people there undocumented. They do these things every now and then. I'm sure if you are really familiar with the news or if you are current, we notice that this particular government is very particular with people working illegally in the UK and how they're going to do everything possible to deport you if you are caught and even punish your employers. This because they have warned in no condition should any company or business employ anyone that is illegal in the UK. So, Every now and then they go on raid, they appear unannounced in your company, your business area, just to check. So it was during one of these raids that all of these things happened. So guys, you see here that the applicant was arrested and detained. I just tried to summarize because it's quite a long read. So the applicant was arrested and detained at the local police station where Immigration Officer Lawton carried out 3 interviews. In the first interview, which took place around this time, she gave her address. She talked about her work and everything, how she was paid £2,400 before tax each month, that the money was paid into her bank account. So while Officer Lawton was interviewing the applicant, other immigration officers entered the applicant's brother's address and seized around £3,000 in cash, which they found there. So Officer Wall telephoned Cardamore Auctions, but there was no answer. So in a subsequent witness statement dated 10th of September, Cardamore Auctions was publicly advertised as permanently closed. So this was on these basis that the Home Office believed that the company was closed. So her visa was actually invalid, because how can you say you are on a skilled worker visa with a particular company that is closed? So they had a second interview as well. She talked about how she was paid £100 per day from 9:30 until 6. You also know they found money in her brother's address and they asked her what the money was for. And she said that it was payments from the nail shop for the last 3 to 4 months. So while all of these things were going on, she mentioned them. She said all these things out of fear, panic, and confusion, that Officer Lawton was actually very oppressive, and that was why she had to admit to all of these things. So moving on, the applicant was offered voluntary departure from the UK, and at 18 on 53, she was served with notice of liability to be removed. They wanted to deport her, so the notice informed her that she did not have the permission to enter or stay in the UK and referred her to the reasons for the decisions. So they listed everything she has done wrong and why the decision was made, why her visa was cancelled, and why she has been asked to leave the UK. Eventually, they were able to reach Cardamore Auctions, the company she was working with, and they confirmed that she has been their staff and she has been working with them. She comes to work. She does her job well. She has never missed her job for any reason. Her time is flexible, and they stated how much they pay her, how they pay her through bank transfer and all of that. As a matter of fact, they were looking for her to know her whereabout. Moving on. The applicant then submitted a pre-action protocol challenging the removal decision, and on 23rd of July 2024, she submitted an asylum and human rights claim. Then she was released from detention on the 26th of July 2024. So Cardamore Auctions also sent a change in worker circumstances to the Home Office, stating that they have put her on unpaid leave since July 12, 2024. In August of that same 2024, she also launched a claim for judicial review and also for the money that was seized from her brother's house to be returned to her. You know that it's her money, so they have no right to seize it. So in November of the same year, they responded and confirmed to the applicant's solicitor that the cash seized was to be returned to the applicant. So having challenged decision of the Home Office, she had to bring up other evidences. So guess what? The courts ruled in her favor. They said the Home Office was not supposed to cancel her visa because, first of all, they didn't even investigate very well. They didn't give her the chance to explain herself. That company that sponsored her visa was on. It was never closed. The company is still functioning, so if the Home Office had carried out further investigations or giving her time to explain herself, they would have found out that she was working there. She was being paid every month. Her bank statement, her pay slips, everything they had asked her, she would have brought it out to them. And also, she has never on any occasion stayed in the UK illegally. She has been legal from day one. So she obviously makes a number of allegations about the conduct of the interviewing officer. including that she was threatened with immediate deportation and told that, if she did not confess to illegal working, she'll be prohibited from returning to the UK indefinitely. She was frightened, nervous, and confused as a result of her arrest and detention, that she was in complete shock, shaking during the interview and all of that she was not really given a chance to fully respond to the allegations. The punishment was not professional to the offense, even if she was in a breach of her visa conditions. Canceling her visa outrightly without considering other factors was way too much. The summary of the point, is that the respondent had indeed failed to consider relevant evidence, particularly the information from Mr. Lyons, which should have been obtained and evaluated. Prior to the decision to cancel the applicant's leave, the respondent breached the term's side duty by not conducting reasonable inquiries into the circumstances surrounding the applicant's alleged breach of conditions. So basically, there was no proper investigation. They were just in a haste to cancel her visa and deport her. So decision to cancel the applicant's leave was squashed, right? And it was determined that her leave remained valid. The respondent was ordered to pay the applicant's reasonable cost of the proceedings, subject to detailed assessment, if not agreed. So every pound she spent during the proceedings, the Home Office was going to give it back to her, and that she still had the right to remain and continue working in the UK. You know, they basically dismissed the decision of the Home Office, and that was how this lady won her case. Now, in the other case, unfortunately, the lady was deported from the UK. But this time around, this lady won her case against all odds, and this is really good. When I saw this case, I felt it's always good to show this case goes a long way to show us that the Home Office is not always right. They make mistakes sometimes. This case has a lot of lessons in it. I also want to hear what you learned from this case. Let us know in the comment section and what your thoughts are as well. But please, everybody should try and know the conditions of their visas, read thoroughly, so you don't go against your visa terms, because it might not always end well. These ladies on ended well for her in the long run. The other ladies on didn't so. And it also teaches that everybody's race is different. Everybody's journey is different, because there might be two people with the same offense. One person might just go, and the other person might be caught up in all of that. So please try to always stick to the rules of your visa at all times. If your visa says, don't do this, if your visa asks you to avoid something, avoid it as much as possible so that you don't have to go through these rigorous court proceedings, spending money doing that. It might not always end in your favor. You never can tell. So it is always good to place safety at every point in time. So yeah, I learned a lot from this case, and I hope you did too. Do well to share it to everyone that needs to hear this, so everybody can tread carefully and just be safe. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. I'll see you guys in my next one, please. This is not an immigration advice. This does not replace an expert opinion. This is just me sharing this strictly for information purpose, just so that everybody, every immigrant in the UK will be well informed.